Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. I love knitting cables, so in today's video I'm so excited to be sharing 10 of my favorite patterns including cables that I think are beginner friendly if you're new to or wanting a simple cable project to work on next. I tried to list the patterns from the most beginner to more intermediate in my opinion. Again, you don't have to choose any of these patterns or even a beginner-friendly pattern at all. I dove in head first when I chose and knit my first cable project. These are just a few suggestions and recommendations and could even serve as a little bit of inspiration for your next project. Of course, all of the links for the patterns will be listed in the description. Now, one thing that I recommend looking for when choosing a first cable project is a medium to larger weight yarn. I personally wouldn't go smaller than a sport or DK weight as the project would take longer and it's easier to see your work and progress with thicker yarns. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling, so why don't we just jump right into my 10 beginner-friendly knitting pattern recommendations. The first pattern is the Cable Knit Mittens by Louise Bollanos. This free pattern comes in one size of women's medium with finished measurements of 8 inches in circumference and 10 inches in length including the cuff. It recommends using a US 15 or 10 millimeter needles and a super bulky weight yarn to meet gauge. They are knit in the round from the bottom up, starting with the ribbing. Each mitten includes a single cable, and with this super thick fabric, this pair could probably be knitted up in a day or two. Not including the thumb, this pattern is only 22 rounds, which I think is totally doable. She also includes a video on her YouTube channel on how to knit the thumb portion. The second pattern is the Oakley Sweater by Stitching Simply. It features 10 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 37 to 72 inches and recommends 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 2.5 or 6 or 3 and 4 millimeter needle size and a sport to light DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit in the round from the top down. It features a mock turtleneck and 4 cables next to the raglan increases on the yoke. It's a fairly simple construction overall, which allows the cables to be the focal point. The third pattern is the VCA Cardigan and Vest by the West Strand Sisters. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 36.5 to 63 inches and recommends positive ease if you wish. It suggests using a US 4 and 6 or 3.5 and 4 millimeter needle size and a DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It is worked from the bottom up in reverse stockinette or purl stitches. It features a wide V-neck, drop shoulders, a button placket, and 4 cables on the front and back. The fourth pattern is the Greyling Sweater by Magdalena Parker. It comes in 7 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 37 to 73 inches and recommends 8 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 9 or 5.5 millimeter needle size and a medium or Aran weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit from the top down and has a drop shoulder. It features very large cables throughout the body of the entire sweater and sleeves. The fifth pattern is the Rivendell Cardigan by Sari Nordland. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 37.75 to 69.25 inches and recommends 8 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 2.5 and 4 or 3 and 3.5 millimeter needle size and a DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit seamlessly from the top down. It's cast on at the back neck and then increased to the full width of the back. After that, stitches are picked up along the slope shoulders for the fronts. The cable pattern is worked along the double knit button bands and on the sleeves. The sixth pattern is the Kenley Pullover by Fine Fiber Co. This was my first cable knitting pattern and I even test knitted it back in 2022. It comes in 5 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 36.5 to 51.5 inches and recommends 6 to 9 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 7 and 9 or 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter needle size and a worsted weight yarn to meet gauge. It is worked in the round from the bottom up and has slight balloon sleeves and drop shoulders. It features 2 different cable sizes, slip knit stitches, and an all-over moss stitch texture. The 7th pattern is the Jule jacket by Steffi Haberkern. It comes in 5 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 39.5 to 48 inches and recommends 8 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 6, 7, and 8 or 4, 4.5, and 5 millimeter needle size and a bulky weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit flat starting at the back yoke. The shoulder seams sit on the back of the shoulders so that the cardigan is slightly longer on the back than at the front, which creates an asymmetrical shape. It features 6 of the same size cables on the front and back, ribbing, popcorn stitches, and half fisherman's rib or brioche on the arms. The 8th pattern is the Friday sweater by Aftenstrikk. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 32.5 to 60 inches and recommends 8 inches of positive ease. It recommends using a US 7 and 8 or 4.5 and 5 millimeter needle size and an aran weight yarn to meet gauge. It is worked in the round from the bottom up to the underarm split, then the front and back yokes are worked flat. It features 3 different sized cables, moss stitch, turtleneck, and rows of ribbing. You can also choose to add a horizontal crochet slip stitch detail above the ribbing on the hem and sleeves. The 9th pattern is the Athens sweater by Manmi Choi. It comes in 8 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 37.5 to 60 inches and recommends positive ease. It suggests using a US 6 and 7 or 4 and 4.5 millimeter needle size and a DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It is worked from the top down, starting with short row shaping on the back yoke. The cables and design is charted and explained with brief descriptions. Don't let the number of cables fool you. There are only 2 types of cables repeated throughout the sweater. And the 10th and final sweater pattern is the Ginger Sweater by Dorothy O'Fishers. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 35.5 to 67 inches and recommends 6 to 6.5 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 6 and 8 or 4 and 5 millimeter needle size and an aran weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit seamlessly in the round from the top down. First, the collar is worked, followed by the yoke where German short rows are used for shaping the neckline. The rest of the sweater, yoke, body, and sleeves are worked in the round. The high neck, hem, and cuffs are worked in a twisted rib stitch. It features raglan increases all over cables and a broken rib style stitch in between. Do you have a favorite cable knitting pattern? Have any of these patterns made it to your future knit list? We would love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.